Hi Geminis, so this is going to be a what's next in love, okay, reading. So take what resonates and leave out what doesn't. Of course, there's no gender in tarot, and always feel free to switch or place the energies wherever you feel they need to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I'm here now, and hopefully I start to upload a little bit more or more consistently, but we'll see. Okay, so this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs. So those placements, you could watch this reading or any other placement in Gemini that has a significance to you, okay? So let's go ahead and start reading. I feel like I just got brain fog. I don't think I've ever said, let's go ahead and start reading. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Knight of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles. I'll show you guys the cards a little more up close. Okay. So I feel like a fire sign or a person with like fire energy, fire placements, right? Or somebody that just embodies that energy could be significant right now for you. Because prior to this, I was like 4 minutes in, but kind of had to pause the reading. And the first card that had came out was Knight of Wands, and it's coming out for this reading as well. And Page of Swords, the High Priestess. So either you are independent and away from a Knight of Wands, or this could be like you becoming independent away from energies that I'm getting like hot and bothered. So getting away from people that may just want to be intimate with you only. Okay, as fast as they, you know, sweet talk and love bomb is as quick as they go. And you might be independent from that energy. Okay, with that Nine of Pentacles, because it's, you know, Nine of Pentacles talks about being self-sufficient. Maybe for some of you, you're even like looking ahead on your path. You're looking forward to maybe what you want to do, because look at this card specifically, how they're looking down the path and it's like coins behind them. So either you're becoming self-sufficient or you are self-sufficient away from this Knight of Wands energy. Doesn't have to be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could just be somebody that embodies that energy, right? That like very hot and cold, in and out kind of energy. And Page of Swords and the High Priestess. There might be somebody here that is watching you, and you may need to use your intuition. I'm getting yes, use your intuition. Four of Swords. Yeah, some of you guys maybe using your intuition could also mean, because it's interesting as I'm saying that, with the Four of Swords, this talks about like you, this is like a person that's like in their own little, I don't know why I'm wanting to say like their own little vicinity, like their own little space, right? And this could be a room, this could just be somewhere you go to kind of have alone time, right? And this is kind of like, alone time could be like a form of meditation. So for some of you, you are already doing this, or you're being called to do this energy maybe be away from certain people, or kind of like being your own little space, because you may actually be getting messages, downloads, synchronicities, however you want to call it, signs about a Page of Swords energy. Seven of Swords. Now look at how detailed the Seven of Swords is. What is that Seven of Swords for Gemini? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there could be something here about, this could be someone, there could be an energy here that doesn't have the best energy or best intentions. Maybe they do stuff and hide their hands. Yeah. Something to do with maybe they hide their hands. Or they hide evidence. Tell me more about this. What's next for love? Oh, too many. Too many. Okay. What's next in love for Gemini? Three of Swords, and we have Six of Wands. It's like for some of you, you may be honoring some type of heartbreak. Okay? Yeah, because this person, this energy, something about hiding your hands, hiding evidence. Oh, I'm kind of getting a download right now. You know how I was talking about being self-sufficient and having what it is that you need? Some of you guys, this could have been someone that stabbed you in the back when it came to you being generous, you giving to them, you providing for them. That could be a home, emotions. And of course, coins are here, so money, right? And you're becoming self-sufficient, or you're becoming very independent away from this energy, okay? I'm getting it was like a long time coming, so maybe it took you a while to do that. And you're honoring your heartbreak. I know that seems kind of weird, but it's like, you know, when you get to a point where you're not really heartbroken and you start to actually turn that pain into something like beautiful. And I know that probably seems a little bit, no, it's not cheesy, but it's like you're honoring your heartbreak. Yeah, maybe this energy from the past that I feel like you became, you know, you got away from and got independent from, now they're seeing that you are independent, you're self-sufficient. Because notice how, like, this person is like on a high horse, right? Like, you know, they have a attention on them, and they don't back down from that. Cups, and I just seen that, yeah, Nine of Cups also talks about like being self-sufficient within yourself. Some of you guys, I really do feel like, I mean, because this has to do with what's next in love, you're becoming sufficient with yourself. You're getting to a point where you're pouring into yourself like you'd pour into someone else. And I know that's probably not the kind of love reading that you wanted to hear, you know, but sometimes that's just how the messages come out. Yeah, you're becoming like, I don't know why I'm getting this person as like, yeah, I toot my own horn sometimes and that's fine. Like, you may start to get to a point where you're actually kind of laid back, you're independent, you're happy with self. Give me more. What's next in love for Gemini? The Temperance. Oh. This talks about being patient. It talks about balance. Yeah, it's like for a lot of you, notice how these three cards all kind of have a theme of like looking like I'm in bliss. I'm fine giving to myself. So there's something here about balance. Then we have the Empress. So you could even be balancing out something about your feminine energy, regardless of your gender. Maybe something to do with childhood or a child, okay, if you do maybe have children. Okay, this may not be for all of you, but for some of you, you might even be preparing, like, you're balancing out parts of you because you're preparing, you're prepping for like motherhood. Yeah, I don't feel like that's gonna be for obviously each and every one of you, but I do feel like that's a message for someone, for a couple of you. You're prepping to be a mom, you know, or to be that mothering, nurturing energy. It's like, yeah, that's beautiful. Or this could also just be mothering like a part of yourself, okay, if that doesn't resonate. Yeah, and then we have the Fool card. And look at how the Fool card here already jumped off the cliff. An original Rider-Waite tarot, the person on the Rider-Waite, the dark sparking, like, no, don't do that. This person's already like, they could easily fall. So for some of you, you might even be in the energy of like, you know what? I'm fine, you know, or I'm going to be okay. Or this could even start to be an energy that you get into where you're like, everything's gonna be fine. It may not be perfect, but universe, if I meet you halfway, will you catch me? I'm getting some of you guys being like, yep, the universe will catch me. Yeah, also for some of you, maybe eating fruits. I don't know if like maybe red or like darker colored fruits might help you with a part of your femininity. Okay. This energy right here on the King of Wands, and it looks a little scary. I kind of got like, not scared, but it was just kind of made me be like, oh, I hadn't even noticed the King of Wands, like this person right here. Notice that? So Anything about a jump scare. We have the King of Wands, the King of Cups under that, and then we have the Ace of Cups. And we do have like a tiger on here. So maybe this is also you, Gemini, regardless again of your gender. Maybe there could be like a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. Okay. Yeah, definitely a lot of passion. But there's also emotion here with a person. And for some of you, I don't know why I'm wanting to go back to that Page of Swords. This person may... And no, I don't mean this in a creepy way, but maybe they like to watch you, right? As in like, maybe they like to watch maybe something if you're like in the public eye. For example, we did have, remember, the Six of Wands. So maybe you're somebody who's honoring a part of yourself, or maybe you're in the public eye, or you're kind of out there. This person gets to see you shine in some way, and this person, like, it may have started off, or it may start off with them kind of like looking at you, you know, maybe even possibly like checking you out or something. And this person may have a lot of passion. There's a lot of passion and emotion in this connection. Yeah, because King of Wands, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. And notice how the King of Wands is like a step up, obviously, to the Knight of Wands. So maybe in the past, you may have been with somebody who was maybe childish when it even came out, when it came to, you know, passion, right? Like loving passion. Well, this energy is more mature, excuse me. Yeah, and then after that we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is Cancerian energy, so maybe something about next summer or June could be significant of next year. But again, take the timelines with a grain of salt, okay? Yeah, there's something here with the eyes. I just noticed that. I mean, this looks quite different. That almost looks like when your eyes are like super like open, like boo, right? And this is just like the person, their eyes is just, they're glowing on the King of Cups. So there could be something about the eyes. I'm getting for some of you that King of Wands energy. This person may have an energy that awakens some kind of like energy within you. Because look at how this tiger is not just like, they're like, what is it called? Like when they're hissing, I think that's what it's called, right? So this tiger is like hissing. So maybe something about them awakening some kind of fiery energy within you. Nine of Swords. Any more with that Nine of Swords? The Justice. Yeah, a lot of you guys are going to be getting justice on energy or anxiety, maybe even heartbreak, overthinking that kept you up. And Nine of Swords is Gemini energy, whether upright or reverse. It's a Gemini card. It's a Gemini energy. So there's justice, there's balance. Oh, some of you guys, you're balancing out maybe even something to do with your anxiety or your sleep. Maybe there's a balance of like being in your head too much. Okay, that could be an energy as well. just came to my mind. There's a song by, I don't think I can ever pronounce her name correctly. I think it's Janae or Jenin Aiko. It's called Blue Dream. If I can, I'll pin it into the YouTube or link it down below. In that, I think like the cover of the album or like the song, it's a person floating on the air and the background is blue. Look how the background is blue and this person, now the girl in that song does look a little more peaceful, looks more like she's lifted, like weight is off of her, versus this one kind of looks like, ooh, I gotta go to the other side of the cliff or else I'm gonna fall, right? On this full card. But there could be something about that song, and I think it's called Blue Dream or Dreams. I'll link it down below, and it's a very blissful song. So there's something here, like I said, going back to that, where maybe you're going to be more in bliss versus before you may have been like, Nine of Swords. I feel like when you look at Nine of Swords, it's usually pretty general. Like, this is actually one card that I feel like in many different tarot decks looks pretty clear, even if you're just looking at it, right? Like if you were to take a quick guess on what it means, you're teared down. There's a lot of mental weight. There's a lot of mental weight down. So there's something here that's balancing out. Give me more on what's next in love for Gemini. The Star card. Yeah. Before I say anything for that, let's see. Give me a card for that Star card. Give me a card for that Star card. Four of Swords, Two of Swords. Yeah. Putting like a part of yourself to rest. So that like a new part of you can awaken. Maybe something to do with the Aquarius season could be significant, and we're not super close to Aquarius season, but we're also not too far. That would be like, we're gonna be in December, literally. December, January, so like about 2 months. Okay, something maybe to do with Aquarius season. Yeah, there could be like a lower vibrational side to you that you're leaving behind. Because I don't know why, like looking at this imagery too, look at how she's kind of looking down and it kind of almost looks like a little evil grin, like evil laugh. Kind of giving me like, you know, like in the movie Maleficent or like the Disney movies, like the villain, you know, is kind of always like with that little evil laugh. So there could be like some kind of part of you that you're leaving behind. Maybe for some of you, you are getting into maybe, I don't want to say your villain era, but more so like that energy of the dark feminine energy, regardless of what your gender is. Maybe you're awakening like the dark feminine, right? Like, it sounds maybe like, oh, dark feminine, scary. But the dark feminine is basically just like, you know, your boundaries. Somebody who isn't always super soft, right? And it doesn't mean you're not feminine. It just means you have, you know, you don't have that energy where anybody could just tug and pull at you whenever they feel like it. Yeah, okay. Maybe more, let's see. What's next in love for Gemini? Before I close off this reading, What is one last message that Gemini needs to know about what's next in love? The Star card again, but in different decks. Yeah. Awakening a part of yourself. Let me see, give me more with the star cards. The Emperor. Yeah, see? I'm getting like, didn't I just finish saying like a minute or two ago about you getting into this era of like dark feminine? And it doesn't mean anything bad. Pretty sure most of you who even watch tarot, I'm pretty sure you know what all of that would mean. But, you know, awakening a part of you that's not always soft. You know, being still feminine and having that soft, nurturing energy, but also being like masculine. The Emperor is that energy of being in charge, of being, having strong boundaries, right? So regardless of your gender, we need both that like Emperor type of energy and that Empress type of energy. It needs to be like yin yang, right? Easier said than done, but it, you know, there needs to be like middle ground on both, right? You need to know when to use one or the other. And this Emperor energy here, it's like a lot of you maybe during Aquarius season. So I feel like this could be an incoming energy, and I don't know why I'm kind of wanting to stand strong on that. I do feel like this is an incoming energy if you don't feel that already, where you're becoming not as soft all the time. You're taking charge. So I feel like what's next in love has a lot to do with you, but it also does bring in someone here. Give me one, let's see, give me a message here, a little bit more, maybe details about this energy that I feel like is coming in for Gemini. Give me the Ace of Swords, yeah. Some of you guys are maybe going to be getting more clarity on this person, on the situation, on this connection. Okay. Yeah, maybe you're like getting downloads. Pay attention to your downloads. Give me more. Eight of Pentacles. And Two of Cups. Yeah, you know what this is giving me? Confirmation from earlier. I feel like a lot of you are in this energy where you're becoming self-sufficient, or you're kind of focusing on your own path. You could be focusing on something that has to do with you. So maybe you don't have a lot of time to put energy into many other things. So maybe you're prioritizing something, you know, quite a lot, right, as of lately. And this Eight of Pentacles, you might literally be doing something, right, because it's Pentacles, maybe something to do with your stability or work. And while you're in this energy, Two of Cups, a connection comes in where you and this person give to each other. Right? In the Rider-Waite Tarot, in the original Rider-Waite, it's two people looking at each other and they both have their cups filled, but they can give to one another. Right? You know, it's like, you can give me, I can give you. But if, you know, we're both whole within ourselves. I feel like what I was going to say, it sounded better in my head, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. And notice how earlier on the Temperance, this person doesn't mind pouring and balancing out both cups. There's nobody else that's like, here, let me pour into your cup. It's like, no, let me, into one cup and then pour into the other, right? And this could be happening like literally while you're focusing on something to do with work. Maybe you're quite literally focused that day at work, or you're doing something at work, or doing something for yourself that has to do with work or stability. And as you're doing that, right? And this talks about like details, Eight of Pentacles. It talks about hard work that sometimes you don't see behind the scenes, right? And it's interesting that the Nine of Pentacles came out before the Eight of Pentacles. And you get to, it's like someone sees eye to eye with you. One last message for Gemini about what's next in love. The High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. I don't know why I keep getting, there's a lot of something to do with balance. Right? We had the Scales, which were on the Justice card, the Temperance. There's a cup and it's pouring one into the other. There's something here about balance. I've mentioned balance like at least a couple times in this video, in this reading. High Priestess, and then we have the Queen of Swords. So it's like, with the High Priestess, Queen of Swords, there's this balance of like listening to your intuition, listening to those downloads, but also being very, being logical, standing your ground. So for a lot of you, maybe you're getting into this era, this energy, as you meet this person, as far as what I'm seeing, like the energy you're in or you're gonna be in, is like, okay, I'm soft. Because I look at the High Priestess as kind of like a soft energy too. Don't get me wrong. Don't mess with the High Priestess, because they know. They don't tell you that they know, but they know. But it is this energy of like soft and also very strong-willed. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Any more messages, Spirit? No. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed or got clarity and/or guidance with this reading. And yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. Bye, Geminis.